Welcome, my brothers. This is D. This is the Future Fathers FF podcast. My brothers, welcome again to another one. Today, I feel to jump into something like some peer pressure, because as I see it, it's a part of life, it's a part of learning, and it's something to learn about. Obviously, you know, we all know how hard peer pressure can be. There's different levels of peer pressure, and you suffer from peer pressure at different stages in your life. Obviously, we've got primary school, we've got secondary school, college, adulthood, and parenthood. I can only talk on subjects that I know about. I haven't been to university. Yeah, I don't know what that's like. I know what peer pressure is like in a job. I know what it's like at primary school, secondary, as I said. So that's what we're going to get into. My brothers, may as well start right at the bottom. Primary school. Peer pressure can be a bad thing. Well, actually, it used to be bad. I don't know what it's like now, so to speak, but I know what peer pressure used to be like for me at school, especially in primary school, because them times there was no uniform. Everybody wore their own clothes. So it was a case of if you didn't have a certain type of clothes going into school, people's cussing, people's taking the mick out of you every day, daily, didn't care who it was or how many people it was. I'm not even gonna lie, I was somebody that did exactly the same thing. When you got something, you kind of feel like, yeah, you ain't got that. Unfortunate, but I said go. And the children in primary school can be really, really bad. Really bad. Like them little children are dangerous. And then we move straight into secondary school. That's where it starts to pick up even more. Because even though we got uniforms in secondary school, remember, this is when youths want to start going outside on their own with their friends. Yeah? This is when peer pressure starts to ramp up immensely. And the only reason I say that is because, as I stated already, children want to go out on their own with their friends. Now that's good. Obviously, it's a good thing they want to be traveling and exploring the world they live in with their peers, their friends, girlfriends, boyfriends, whoever. It don't matter. The only thing is, we as parents have to worry about the things they're seeing, the things they're involved in, and the people that they're involved in these things with. Some of you out there definitely have children that are easily influenced. Some of you out there definitely have children who are alphas. They like to influence other people. But it's how they influence other people, what they influence other people to do. Because I had people influencing me to smoke. I was around enough man that smoked all the time. So you try it. Well, I did. I'm not saying you should. I'm not saying that you should. Don't do drugs. Drugs is bad. Yeah, we're not promoting nothing like that. I'm just giving you experience. Yeah, I was around people that smoked. I started smoking. Extremely bad habit. I'm not going to deny that at all. But there are other things that your peers can influence you to do. Like if you have peers that are involved in extracurricular activities, football, gymnastics, drawing, poetry, drama, all these kind of things. And I know it sounds like, well, children don't really do those things. Yes, they actually do. Yes, they actually do. And some of them actually enjoy doing these things on a regular basis, which I find like that's brilliant. That's how we grow as human beings. We find things that we like, or should I say, we stumble into things that we like. Not all of us find things that we like, because none of us can actually say, oh, yeah, I like that. You don't know it until you tried it. So we stumble into a lot of things with our friends, or stumble upon things with our friends, and we find out that, oh yeah, we might like that, or no, I don't like that. But then you've always got somebody, virtually like those two angel and devils sitting on your shoulders, one saying do it, one saying no, one saying do it, one saying no. It happens with every aspect of life. going from secondary school to college. Now, there's no uniforms at all. It's just your clothes and who you are as a person, who you're growing into as a person. So you can imagine that the peer pressure there is different because now it's, oh, these people are going out. I feel like I have to go with them. These people are doing this. I feel like I have to be doing that. Sometimes it's not even just that. It's, oh, we're going to do this. You have to come. You have to come. You have to come. No, you don't have to. You really actually don't have to. If you don't feel like doing it, don't do it. Just don't. We got the same kind of things with adulthood. When you become an adult and you're looking for jobs, a certain type of job, if you're an adult and you've grown around a certain type of people, you only have you only have a certain type of options, or should I say, society makes you feel like you only have a certain type of option, which is not right, because we all have options in abundance. We just don't see them all the time. We're not privy to having these options available to us all the time. It's unfortunate, but these are the things that happen. And from adulthood, we're going straight into parenthood, because you could be, well, depends actually. You don't even have to be an adult to be a parent. Not legally, you don't. And we got 16-year-old children out here having children. Like, how are you supposed to? I can't say how you're supposed to raise them, because it's a learning process. Having a child at any stage in life is a learning process. You learn while your child is growing. You learn how to be a parent. You learn how to deal with different situations. You learn how to deal with different aspects of life that you done clearly forgot about years ago. In some cases. In some cases, it's not that. In some cases, you only just left school yourself, and now you've got to raise a child, put them through nursery, primary school, secondary school. You left school only like a few years before you're having to start this. So I can understand that it's hard. I know it's hard. Yeah, I know it's hard. I was 18 when I had my first child, so I know exactly the struggles that go on. And I know certain struggles that other people just don't know about at all. At all. Now, the thing is, we all say, oh, the things are easier said than done, or it's easy to listen to somebody than to implement things and put things into action. I'll tell you why, I'll tell you why that's not so true in some things. Because a lot of us are distracted by things. As parents, as human beings, we're distracted by things. So we may say, oh yeah, I was going to do that, but I forgot. No, you didn't forget. It's not about forgetting, you just didn't do it at the time. It's the same thing with peer pressure. People may say, oh yeah, do you know what, I did it because they were doing it. You did it because you thought it'd be good to do it yourself, not because somebody else did it. And people may say, oh no, that's not it, that's not it. It is. And I'm pretty sure if you look deep within yourself, you'll be like, oh, okay then, yeah, I actually did it because I thought it'd be fun. I just wanted to join in. Now, I'm not saying that's wrong at all. I'm just saying we all need to look at ourselves before we judge other people when they're doing things that we might deem as not being the right thing to do. Now, there's very many different things that you could say is not the right thing to do. Bro, let me explain to you, yeah? If you grow up on an estate and you got friends whose family members are involved in drugs and violence and things like that, do you honestly expect, if somebody is raised in an environment like that, and I mean raised not in the sense that it's your family, your direct family, but people around you, your peers that you're growing up with, if those are the things that you see every day, day in, day out, are you not going to get involved? In some way, shape or form, you will be involved. Whether you're a bystander or you're actually dealing with the things yourself. Yeah, you're involved in some way, shape or form. Peer pressure ramps that up to the point where you feel like you have to be involved. Now, I don't know whether everyone feels like that, But I know for a fact that there were certain things that my friends did that I felt like if I weren't involved, they wouldn't be my friends. That's a bad thing. You shouldn't, human beings, I can't say that is a bad thing because that's how human beings are wired. We're wired to be interactive with people that are around us. We're wired to be social creatures. And listening to other people, or should I say, the actions of other people, the things that work for other people may not work for you. Peer pressure is a bad thing in the sense that it will make you feel like if you're not involved or doing the same things that other people are doing, you're somehow being left out or you're somehow missing out on something. That's not the case, you know. I'm telling you from experience, that is not the case. Yeah. You should be able to sit down and make your own decisions. Now, making decisions is it's like breathing. You think about making decisions all the time. Well, don't think, not necessarily, you don't have to think about making decisions all the time, but you know, you make decisions all the time without thinking. That's what I'm trying to say. The whole point in me saying that is following other people's actions will get you into trouble. Making decisions on your own is where thinking comes into it. This is where your brain starts, reacting to different things around you, where you start looking at things and saying, no, I'm not going to get involved in that. Intuition. Yeah. We all have intuition. We all have a gut feeling. We all know when something is not right. We all have it in ourselves. What I'm doing, or should I say, what I'm putting out there is, excuse me, what I'm putting out there is we all need to learn to use our intuition just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Because it will steer you away from things and it will steer you away from things that you don't want to be involved in, and it will steer you towards things that you actually like, things that you want to be involved in. And my brothers, that can only be a blessing, especially if you're teaching your children to do this, which is why I'm telling you, the man them, the fathers, this is something that we need to be doing for ourselves and teaching ourselves so we can teach them how to do it for themselves. We can instruct them on what needs to be done. Now, whether you take that with you today, in a year, or you pass it on to somebody else, that's entirely up to you. But being a parent, I feel it's important that we look at things like that, peer pressure in particular, and we have a conversation with our children, open up the dialogue, find out what they think about it, find out the things that they're actually going through, so you can kind of give them advice on how to handle peer pressure. Because my brothers, if we don't teach them, who's going to? Nobody. We all have an inner feeling to want to be involved with other people. We all have an inner feeling that makes us feel like we need to be involved with other people. We need to be doing the things that they're doing in order for the people that we're around to accept us. That is not the case. If people accept you for who you are, you should be able to do the things that you like doing, regardless of who you're with or who you're around, no matter what time of the day. Your peers should understand who you are as a person. They should like you for who you are, and they should want to be around you for what you bring to the table as a friend, as a peer, and as a confidant. My brothers, I'm D. This is the Future Fathers FF podcast, and I beg you, stay blessed.